Imagine a world where every AI breakthrough made headlines, but only a handful of companies controlled the power. Every research paper, every billion-dollar investment, every next big thing seemed to come from Silicon Valley. For most of the last decade, one idea quietly dominated artificial intelligence. If you wanted the best models, the smartest reasoning, the most powerful AI systems on Earth, you looked to the United States. OpenAI, Google DeepMind, Anthropic. And if you wanted open-source AI, you accepted a trade-off. It would be useful, it would be flexible, but it would always be a step behind. That assumption just cracked. Because a Chinese startup you probably didn't know 2 years ago just released a model that forced the entire AI world to stop and reevaluate. Its name is Kimi 2.5. It's built by Moonshot AI. Moonshot AI started as a small research lab in Beijing, funded by a mix of government grants and private investors. Their team was tiny, less than 200 people, but their ambition was massive. Build a model that could reason like a human, not just chat like one. And for the first time, an open-source model is not just competitive, not just catching up, but operating in the same tier as the most advanced closed models on the planet. Some benchmarks place it above GPT 4.0. Others show it approaching early GPT-5 class reasoning. And unlike GPT-5, unlike Claude, unlike Gemini, you can download it, modify it, deploy it, study it. Which raises a much bigger question. Is the United States still leading open-source AI? Or did the crown just quietly move east? Historical context: open versus closed. To understand why Kimi 2.5 matters, we need to rewind. For years, AI followed a predictable pattern. Closed models dominated performance, open models followed behind. GPT-3 beat everything. Then GPT-4 widened the gap. Then GPT 4.0 made it multimodal. Open-source models, Llama, Mistral, Falcon, were impressive, but always chasing. Why? Because frontier AI is brutally expensive. Training costs run into the hundreds of millions. The best chips were locked behind export controls. The largest datasets lived behind corporate firewalls. Open-source models had 3 disadvantages. Less compute, imagine trying to train GPT-4 level models on a handful of GPUs. Less proprietary data, no secret Google or Microsoft datasets, just what's publicly available. Slower iteration cycles, experiments could take months instead of weeks. They were community-driven, not capital-driven. So the narrative became fixed. Open source is great for experimentation. Closed models are where real breakthroughs happen. Kimi 2.5 exists to challenge that narrative. Moonshot AI strategy. Focus areas. Moonshot AI isn't a hobbyist lab. It's one of China's most aggressive next-generation AI companies, founded with a very specific mission: build models optimized for reasoning, long context understanding, and agentic behavior. While Western companies focused on chat polish, safety alignment, and multimodal UX, Moonshot focused on long-form reasoning, document-scale context, tool-using agents, structured planning. Their product, Kimi, became popular in China not because it was flashy, but because it could think through massive documents, legal texts, code bases, and research papers. Kimi 2.5 is the culmination of that strategy. Capabilities: Agent Swarm. Kimi 2.5 is a large language model released with open weights, optimized for long context reasoning, multi-step problem solving, tool use and agent orchestration, parallel task execution. It's not positioned as a chatbot, it's positioned as a reasoning engine. One of its standout capabilities is Agent Swarm. Think of it like a newsroom covering a breaking story. Each journalist, agent, investigates a different angle, then the editor, main model, compiles the report. The result? Faster, deeper, more accurate analysis than one journalist could ever produce alone. Traditional LLMs work like this. You ask a question, the model thinks, it replies. Agent-based models work differently. You ask a complex task and the system breaks it into subtasks, assigns agents, runs them in parallel, agreed its results, resolves conflicts, produces a final answer. Kimi 2.5's Agent Swarm can research multiple sources at once, debate internally, cross-check facts, optimize plans. This mirrors how human teams actually work, and it's where the future of AI is heading. Now let's talk benchmarks, carefully, because benchmarks can lie. But when multiple independent benchmarks start telling the same story, something real is happening. Across reasoning-heavy evaluations, Kimi 2.5 matches or exceeds GPT 4.0, competes closely with Claude 3.5 on logic tasks, approaches early GPT 5 class performance on structured reasoning. For example, in the Big Bench hard reasoning tests, Kimi 2.5 scored within 3% of GPT-5 in multi-step math and logic puzzles, something no open-source model had done before. On long context tasks, it excels: massive document analysis, legal and financial text, research synthesis. Important clarification: this does not mean Kimi 2.5 beats GPT-5. GPT-5 is still the ceiling, but Kimi 2.5 has moved open-source models into the same room. That alone is historic.
Open source isn't just about ideology, it's about leverage. When a model is open, developers can inspect it, governments can deploy it, companies can fine-tune it, researchers can improve it. Closed models concentrate power. Open models distribute it. If the best open models come from one country, that country gains infrastructure influence, developer mindshare, and global adoption. For years, the US dominated AI not just in research, but in global influence, setting standards, controlling cloud infrastructure, and defining what's safe or powerful. Now, the game is changing. Kimi 2.5 isn't just a technical release, it's a geopolitical signal. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Right now, the best closed models are still American. The fastest open source progress is increasingly Chinese. The US leads in chips, frontier closed research, proprietary datasets. China is surging in open source releases, agent-centric models, rapid iteration cycles. This doesn't mean the US is losing AI. It means the landscape is splitting. Closed versus open, centralized versus distributed, product versus infrastructure. Here's the part that really matters. You can regulate APIs, you can restrict access to servers, you can ban platforms, but once a powerful model is open source, you can't put it back in the box. Kimi 2.5 can be mirrored globally, be fine-tuned locally, be embedded offline. That's a different kind of power. For developers, this is a gift. It means no API limits, no usage fees, full control, deep customization. For startups, it means you can build without dependency. You can own your stack. You can scale without permission. Imagine a startup building a legal research assistant that digests thousands of case files in minutes, or a biotech company simulating complex protein interactions without expensive cloud fees. That's the power unlocked here. Let's be fair. Kimi 2.5 is not perfect. Safety tooling is less polished, multimodal capabilities lag GPT-5, some reasoning tasks still favor closed models. Ecosystem tooling is younger, but these are solvable problems. The core intelligence is there. Zoom out. This isn't just about Kimi, it's part of a pattern. DeepSeek pushing open reasoning, QW expanding open multimodal, Zhaipu focusing on agent infrastructure. China isn't copying anymore, it's choosing where to compete, and open source is one of those battlefields. So let's answer the question honestly. Is Kimi 2.5 the open source king? Right now, yes. Is it better than GPT-5? No. But that's not the point. The point is this. For the first time, the best open source model in the world is not an American project. Next, we'll likely see a split ecosystem, one side dominated by closed models, polished for consumer use, the other by open source models, powering research, startups, and even countries that don't want to rely on Silicon Valley. Which side will shape the next decade of AI? That story is just beginning, because the future of AI may not belong to whoever builds the smartest model, but to whoever lets the world build on top of it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop your thoughts in the comments. Is open source the future of AI, or will closed models always stay ahead? Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.